Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel English Achieve. Today's video is special because it is about a truth many people never realize until it's too late. There is a strange moment that happens in every person's life. It usually comes quietly, like a soft voice in the back of your mind. It happens when you are tired. It happens when you feel stuck. It happens when you start asking yourself, when will my life change? And this moment is dangerous because if you don't handle it the right way, you can spend many years waiting for something that is never coming. You wait for luck. You wait for the right time. You wait for the perfect chance. You wait for someone to notice you. But the truth is simple. Nothing changes until you decide to move. Luck does not come to people who wait. Luck comes to people who act. Today, my friend, you and I will walk through a lesson that can change your life forever. This is the story of people who stopped waiting and started creating. This is the story of how your life transforms the moment you take responsibility for it. This is the story called Don't Wait for Luck. Part 1. The Truth About Luck. Most people grow up believing that luck is something magical that falls from the sky without warning. They imagine success as a beautiful accident, like finding hidden treasure or winning a lottery ticket without buying one. They wait for something amazing to happen to them. A sudden opportunity, a perfect moment, a person who will rescue them, or a miracle that will make life easier. They believe luck is a surprise gift from life, something that arrives whenever fate decides. But if you look closely at the world, if you study successful people, and if you listen to real stories instead of fairy tales, you discover a truth that most people never learn. Luck is not a gift. Luck is a result. Luck appears when preparation finally meets action. It comes to people who are already moving, not to people who sit still. It comes to people who knock on doors again and again, not to those who quietly sit and hope someone opens the door for them. People who depend on luck live inside a dream that feels sweet at the beginning, but ends painfully in the future. They imagine a good life, but they do nothing to build it. They repeat the same days, the same habits, the same thoughts, and then wonder why nothing changes. Their hope becomes a trap. Their waiting becomes heavy. Their life becomes slow. But people who create luck live in a reality that starts slowly but ends powerfully. They understand that small actions today become big changes tomorrow. They know that consistency builds doors where none existed before. They don't depend on chance. They manufacture chance through effort. Imagine a young man who wakes up every morning hoping for luck. He wants a better life. He wants more money. He wants opportunities. He wants respect. But day after day, he waits instead of works. He wishes for change, but he never changes himself. He wishes for someone to help him, but he never takes the first step to help himself. He hopes for a chance, but he doesn't prepare for it. He doesn't read. He doesn't practice. He doesn't improve. He doesn't move. And when nothing happens, he becomes frustrated. He says life is unfair. He says other people are lucky. He convinces himself that success is only for the chosen ones. But the truth is simple. Life is not unfair. Life is neutral. Life reacts to you, not the other way around. Life responds to effort. The world does not give you what you want. The world gives you what you build. It gives you what you earn through your habits, your actions, and your choices. Most people never realize this because waiting feels comfortable. Waiting feels safe. Waiting feels like you are protecting yourself from failure. But waiting also protects you from success. When you finally understand the truth about luck, you stop waiting and you start living. You stop complaining. You stop blaming. You stop hoping for a miracle. You realize that your life is shaped by your hands. You understand that your future is built by your decisions, not by your wishes. And this understanding is powerful because it means you are never trapped. You are never stuck. You are never powerless. You simply need to take responsibility for your actions. Think about the strongest people you admire today. Successful entrepreneurs, great athletes, writers, teachers, leaders, creators, and dreamers. They were not born lucky. Many of them started with nothing. Many of them lived ordinary lives. Many of them struggled. Many of them faced doubt, fear, poverty, and loneliness. But they refused to wait. They refused to depend on luck. They refused to let life decide for them. They worked when no one was watching. They practiced when no one believed in them. They kept going when no one supported them. They survived failure. They survived criticism. They survived doubt. Over time, after days, months, and years of consistent action, something interesting happened. Opportunities appeared. People noticed them. Doors opened. Suddenly, others began to say, "They are so lucky." But it was not luck. It was effort dressed as luck. It was discipline disguised as good fortune. You can do the same. You might feel ordinary today. You might feel behind. You might feel unsure about your future. But you are not weak. You are not unlucky. You are simply early in your journey. You are unpracticed in creating your own opportunities, but that can change. The moment you start opening your mind, the moment you take one small step, the moment you choose to act instead of waiting, the world begins to open up for you. You start noticing possibilities that were invisible before. You start gaining skills that make you stronger. You start building confidence that moves you forward. You stop depending on luck because you start seeing something more powerful: your own ability to create. Real luck is built, not found. It grows slowly through your effort, your persistence, your decisions, and your courage. And once you understand this truth, you will never wait for miracles again. You will wake up with purpose. You will move with intention. You will build your own chances. And your life will begin to change in ways that once felt impossible. Part 2. The power of daily action. Daily action is the most powerful force in your life. Not talent, not intelligence, not luck. Just the simple act of showing up every day. Every small step you take builds a hidden wall of strength inside you. Even if you don't see the results immediately, something important is growing. Discipline is growing. Confidence is growing. Skill is growing. You may not notice it in 1 week or even 1 month, but you will notice it in 1 year. This is how real transformation happens. Not through sudden miracles, but through daily choices. Not through waiting, but through doing. Think of your life like planting a tree. You do not plant the seed today and expect fruit tomorrow. That would be foolish. Instead, you water it every day. You give it sunlight. You protect it from storms. You give it time. And slowly, almost invisibly, it begins to grow. At first, you see nothing. The soil looks the same. The seed looks unchanged. But something is happening underground. Roots are forming. Strength is building. Growth is starting long before you can see it. Your life works in the same way. The things you do daily, the habits you build, the small steps you repeat again and again, create hidden roots inside you. And one day, long after you started, those roots finally break the surface. They become visible. People say, "You changed. You got lucky." But they didn't see the daily action that made everything possible. Luck works in the same way. It grows from your effort. It grows from your repeated attempts. It grows from your decision to keep showing up even when you fail. You might fail 10 times. You might fail 50 times. You might fail in ways that make you question yourself. But every attempt makes you more prepared for the moment when the right opportunity finally arrives. Daily action makes you ready. Daily action builds the version of you who can handle success. Sometimes people pray for a big chance, but if that chance came today, they wouldn't be ready for it. Daily action prepares you so that when the moment comes, you can actually use it. Many people wait for motivation before they act. They say, "I will start when I feel ready," or "I will work when I feel inspired." But motivation does not come to people who wait. Motivation comes to people who start moving. When you begin, your mind wakes up. Your energy rises. You feel momentum. Action creates motivation. Action builds energy. When you choose to take one small step today, you prove to yourself that you can take another step tomorrow. Each step makes you more confident. Each step makes you stronger. Slowly, without noticing, you create a lifestyle where progress becomes normal. Daily action also changes the way you think. It trains your mind to believe that you are capable. It teaches you that you are in control of your life. You are not powerless. You are not weak. You are not stuck. You are a person who can make progress every day. Even on the days when you feel tired, stressed, or unsure, taking one small step keeps your life moving. It reminds you that your future is not decided by your feelings. It is decided by your actions. Daily action also builds something very important: self-trust. When you show up every day, even in small ways, you begin to trust yourself. You prove to yourself that you can rely on you. And this self-trust is powerful, because once you trust yourself, you no longer wait for luck to rescue you. You no longer wait for someone to save you. You no longer wait for the perfect moment. You become the kind of person who creates their own progress. You become someone who knows, deep inside, "I can handle this. I can grow. I can move forward." And once you trust yourself, something beautiful happens. You stop chasing luck because you realize you don't need luck. Daily action builds the results that luck could never give you. Daily action gives you stability, confidence, and direction. Daily action takes you closer to your goals, one small step at a time. It may be slow, it may be quiet, it may be invisible, but it is powerful. It is life-changing. And if you keep going, it will take you further than luck ever could. Part 3. How ordinary people create their own chances. Ordinary people create extraordinary lives not because they are born with special gifts, but because they learn to take responsibility for their future. They understand a simple truth that many people ignore. Chances are not given. They are built. Every big success story you hear in life starts with someone who was unsure, inexperienced, and sometimes even afraid. But instead of waiting for luck, they made their own path by taking action again and again. This is the secret that changes everything. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need a powerful family. You don't need a lucky break. You only need the courage to start and the discipline to continue when things get difficult. Think about how ordinary your daily life feels. You wake up, you go to school or work, you face challenges, you worry, you get tired. This is the normal story of millions of people around the world. But inside this normal life, something powerful can happen when you choose to act instead of wait. Success grows quietly inside ordinary days. It grows when you practice a new skill after school. It grows when you study even when you feel sleepy. It grows when you decide to try again after failing. The world does not reward the person who waits for the perfect moment. It rewards the person who prepares for the moment that hasn't arrived yet. Imagine a young woman who dreams of becoming a teacher. She has no strong connections. She has no extra money. She has no lucky opportunities waiting for her. But she has something stronger than all of these: willingness. She wants to grow. She wants to improve. She wants to serve. So she starts with what she has. She watches online lessons. She practices speaking in a mirror. She reads books every night. She writes simple exercises for children in her neighborhood. She teaches small groups for free so she can learn how to explain ideas clearly. She makes mistakes, but she corrects them. She feels nervous, but she continues. 1 week goes by, then 1 month, then 1 year. And slowly, everything changes. After 1 year, her teaching skills become solid. After 2 years, she becomes confident. After 3 years, she's so good at teaching that opportunities start to come to her. Parents notice her dedication. Students enjoy her lessons. Neighbors recommend her. Suddenly, she's invited to teach at a community center. Later, she gets offered a job at a school. People look at her success and say, "She's so lucky." But they don't see the truth. They don't see the nights she practiced speaking. They don't see the mornings she read books. They don't see the years she spent showing up when no one was watching. Her luck was not luck. It was the result of thousands of small actions that built her skills and confidence. This is how life works for everyone. You may feel ordinary, but ordinary does not mean powerless. Ordinary simply means you haven't reached your full potential yet. The world gives chances to people who prepare. The world notices people who show up. The world respects people who practice more than they complain. When you start working on your skills, you move yourself to a higher level. And at that higher level, opportunities that once looked impossible begin to match your ability. What looked like luck becomes the natural result of your hard work. You don't need to become extraordinary overnight. You only need to become slightly better today than you were yesterday. Each day adds up. Each try makes you stronger. Each mistake teaches you something. And slowly, you become the version of yourself who is ready for bigger things. You must remember, life does not choose special people and ignore the rest. Life opens doors for people who knock consistently. You are not stuck. You are not late. You are not ordinary in a small way. You are ordinary in the same way that every successful person once was before they decided to grow. Your story is not finished. Your best chapter has not been written yet. You are still becoming the person who will attract the opportunities you dream about. And it all begins the moment you decide to stop waiting for luck and start creating your own. Part 4. Why waiting ruins your life. Waiting feels safe, but it slowly destroys the life you could have lived. It hides behind excuses, behind fears, behind the idea that one day things will be easier, but that one day never comes. People think waiting is harmless, but it quietly steals your time, your dreams, and your confidence. Every time you wait, you tell yourself a silent lie. I will start later. And later becomes tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next year. Before you realize it, a huge part of your life has been wasted not because you were incapable, but because you kept delaying the action that could have changed everything. Waiting is dangerous because it grows stronger the longer you do it. When you wait for the perfect moment, you begin to believe that the moment must be perfect in order for you to begin. When you wait for confidence, your fear grows, because fear feeds on inaction. When you wait for someone to push you, you become more dependent, because your brain stops trusting your own decisions. When you wait for luck, your frustration grows, because nothing around you changes. Waiting is not passive. It is an active force that slowly limits your life. It ties your hands even though you think you are free. Think about how many dreams disappear because of waiting. A person wants to start a business, but they wait for more savings. A person wants to learn English, but they wait for the right time. A person wants to get healthy, but they wait for Monday or the next month. A person wants to change their job, but they wait for courage to magically appear. And while they wait, life keeps going. Time keeps moving. Opportunities come and go, and they miss them because their mind is trapped in hesitation. One day they look back and realize that 5 years passed, but nothing changed. The dream is still just a dream, because no action ever watered it. People wait because they think they are not ready. But readiness is not something that arrives like a package at your door. Readiness is something you build by taking steps even when you feel unprepared. No one feels ready before doing something new. Every strong person you admire once felt confused, unsure, and afraid. They became strong not by waiting for confidence, but by acting without it. Confidence is not the beginning of action. It is the result of action. You gain confidence after you try, after you fail, after you practice, after you stand back up. Waiting for confidence is like waiting to become strong before you enter the gym. It will never happen. Waiting also creates a dangerous illusion. It makes you believe you are improving because you are thinking about improving. But thinking is not doing. Planning is not action. Dreaming is not building. Many people mistake mental preparation for real progress, but life only rewards the steps you take, not the steps you think about. You could have the best ideas in the world, but if you wait too long, someone else will take action and turn those ideas into success. Life respects action, not potential. This doesn't mean you must rush blindly. It means you must stop hiding behind the idea of not ready. You deserve a life shaped by your decisions, not by your fears. You deserve a future built with your hands, not one you simply imagine. When you stop waiting, you stop wasting your strength. You stop giving your time to fear. You stop allowing hesitation to control your destiny. And once you break the habit of waiting, you begin to move forward with clarity and purpose. Imagine how different your life could look 1 year from now if you stop waiting today. If you practice a skill every day instead of waiting for the perfect day. If you start learning English today instead of waiting for the right moment. If you begin exercising today instead of waiting for motivation. If you take small steps every single day instead of planning big steps that you never actually take. Your future changes the moment you decide that today is enough. That you are enough. That your dream deserves action, not delay. You are capable of much more than you think. You have the power to build a life that feels meaningful and exciting. But none of it will happen as long as you wait. The world does not reward hesitation. It rewards boldness. It rewards consistency. It rewards the person who says, "I'll start now." Even if they are afraid, even if they are unsure, even if they don't feel perfectly ready. When you stop waiting, you stop wasting yourself. And the moment you take that first step, the world finally begins to move with you. Part 5. The skill of choosing yourself. One of the most powerful turning points in any life is the moment you choose yourself. Not when someone praises you. Not when someone finally notices your talent. Not when someone gives you permission to start. The real transformation begins when you decide, deep inside your heart, that you are worthy of trying even if no one else believes in you yet. Choosing yourself is the beginning of freedom, because you stop waiting for the world to give you approval, and you start giving approval to yourself. Choosing yourself means you stop searching for someone to tell you that you are capable. You stop looking for someone to give you the green light. You stop hoping for someone to push you forward. When you choose yourself, you understand that your life belongs to you. Your future belongs to you. Your dreams belong to you. And because they belong to you, no one else has the right to decide when you start or how far you can go. You take responsibility for your vision, for your progress, for your path. There is something beautiful and powerful that happens when a person chooses themselves. Their energy changes. Their voice changes. Their decisions become clearer. Their fears become smaller. They begin to walk with a quiet confidence that doesn't need applause or attention. They start believing that even if they fail, they can stand up again. They start trusting that even if the world doubts them, they will not doubt themselves. This inner belief becomes a shield, a fuel, a guide. People who choose themselves always succeed in the long run because they don't depend on external approval. They don't wait for someone to motivate them. They don't expect support from everyone. They build their own strength. They build their own habits. They build their own inner fire. And because this fire comes from inside, it does not die easily. It grows stronger each time they take action, each time they learn, each time they refuse to quit. When you choose yourself, you stop blaming others for your lack of progress. Blame disappears because you understand that your life is shaped by your choices, not by other people's choices. When you choose yourself, you stop blaming situations. Life is not always fair, and challenges will always exist, but you no longer use them as excuses. You work with what you have. You grow from where you stand. You stop looking for perfect conditions and start building with the conditions you already have. This is the attitude that separates people who move forward from people who stay stuck. Choosing yourself also builds a level of emotional strength that waiting can never give you. When you wait for others, you give them control over your life. Your confidence rises or falls based on their actions. Your progress depends on their approval. But when you choose yourself, you reclaim that power. Your confidence comes from your actions, not from someone else's opinion. Your progress comes from your consistency, not from someone else's support. This makes you unstoppable, because no one can take away the strength you build from within. Think about the people you admire. Whether they are artists, leaders, teachers, or creators, they all share one thing. At some point in their journey, they chose themselves. Some of them were rejected. Some of them were underestimated. Some of them had no encouragement at all. But they didn't wait for a hero to save them. They became their own hero. They didn't wait for a miracle. They became their own miracle. They didn't wait for luck. They became the kind of person who creates luck through effort, discipline, and belief. Choosing yourself doesn't mean you think you are perfect. It doesn't mean you know everything. It means you are willing to learn. It means you are willing to show up. It means you are willing to walk into uncertainty with courage. You give yourself permission to grow, permission to try, permission to change, permission to fail and try again. This mindset is the beginning of every great achievement. Your life changes the moment you say, "I don't need anyone to choose me. I choose myself." From that moment, you become the author of your future. You become the driver of your journey. You become the creator of your own opportunities. Nothing can stop a person who has chosen themselves, because they no longer operate from fear. They operate from purpose. My friend, the world is waiting for you to take that step. Not next week. Not next year. Not when you feel perfectly ready. Right now. Choose yourself today, and you will discover strength you never knew you had. Choose yourself today, and your dreams will finally have a chance to grow. Choose yourself today, because your life becomes powerful the moment you stop waiting for permission. Part 6. The world rewards the brave. Life does not reward the people who wait quietly in the background. It rewards the people who dare to step forward even when their hands shake. The world is not kind to the passive. It is kind to the brave. You can see this truth everywhere. Doors do not open for the person who stands politely in front of them, hoping someone will notice. Doors open for the person who knocks, pushes, and tries again, even after being rejected. Courage has always been the real currency of progress. Not talent. Not luck. Courage. Courage does not mean the absence of fear. Courage means moving while fear walks beside you. Every brave person you admire was afraid at some point. They felt uncertain. They felt insecure. They questioned themselves. But they moved anyway. They chose action instead of hesitation. They chose progress instead of comfort. They chose to face the unknown instead of hiding from it. This decision creates a powerful message that the world can feel. I am here. I am willing. I am ready to grow. And the world responds to that message more strongly than you can imagine. When you choose action over waiting, you begin to attract opportunities that were invisible before. People notice your effort. People admire your courage. People respect you because courage is rare And everyone recognizes the strength it takes. Friendships, partnerships, jobs, support, guidance, and new experiences come into your life because you stepped forward. Most people do not step, so the few who do stand out immediately. And the world loves people who move, who try, who dare. Many people settle for small lives, not because they lack talent, but because they fear being brave. They fear failure. They fear judgment. They fear making mistakes. They fear what others will say. They fear looking foolish. But fear is a liar. Fear tries to protect you from embarrassment, but in the process, it traps you inside a tiny box. Fear whispers, "Stay safe, stay small, wait for a better time." But the better time never arrives. Fear keeps you waiting so long that you forget you ever wanted more. The truth is simple. The real danger is not acting. The real danger is staying still. The real danger is living a life full of regret, wondering what you could have become if you had been a little braver. The real danger is reaching old age and realizing that your potential stayed locked inside you, untouched, untested, unexplored. Mistakes are not dangerous. Failure is not dangerous. Trying and being judged is not dangerous. The only thing that destroys your future is avoiding the action that could have changed everything. Brave people are not lucky. They create luck by putting themselves in situations where growth happens. They open doors that others are too afraid to touch. They say yes to opportunities that feel unfamiliar. They walk into rooms where they feel small because they know that those rooms will make them grow. They attempt things they don't fully understand yet because they trust they can learn along the way. And the world rewards this mindset with results that others call luck. Think of how many people had dreams but never acted. They wanted to start a business but were afraid of failing. They wanted to learn a new skill but were afraid of being judged. They wanted to follow a passion but were afraid of what their family or friends would think. Fear stole their future quietly. Meanwhile, someone else with less talent but more courage stepped forward and achieved what they didn't. The world rewards movement, not perfection. It rewards bravery, not fearlessness. Being brave does not mean you suddenly feel confident. It means you take one step even while doubting yourself. One small step is enough to break the chain of waiting. Then another step. Then another. Every step weakens fear. Every step strengthens you. Slowly, without realizing it, you become the kind of person who does not run from challenges but runs toward growth. Your future depends on your courage more than anything else. You don't need extraordinary talent. You don't need perfect timing. You don't need luck. You need bravery to start. Bravery to try again. Bravery to believe you deserve more than a quiet life full of hesitation. Be brave for your future self. Be brave for the life you want. Be brave because the world opens its gates only for the people bold enough to knock. The world rewards the brave. The question is, will you be one of them? Part 7. The moment you stop waiting, your life begins. There is a single moment in life that changes everything. It is not the moment you get a job. It is not the moment you make money. It is not the moment someone finally believes in you or gives you approval. That moment is something much simpler, yet much more powerful. It is the moment you stop waiting. The moment you stop hoping for the perfect circumstances or waiting for someone else to guide you. The moment you take full responsibility for the direction of your life, that is when your real life begins. It is the moment you decide that, no matter how scared or uncertain you feel, you are ready to move forward. You are ready to take action. You are ready to begin. Too many people spend their lives waiting. They wait for luck to find them, for opportunities to arrive, or for someone to give them permission to pursue their dreams. But life does not wait, and it does not reward those who simply stand still. Life rewards those who act. Your future does not depend on luck. It depends on your courage to act today. Every great journey starts with a small step. Every powerful transformation begins with one simple, clear decision. I will not wait anymore. The moment you make this choice, everything changes. Your mindset changes. Your energy changes. Your habits change. Your life begins to shift in ways you cannot yet imagine. When you stop waiting, your perspective shifts. You start to see opportunities where before you saw only problems. You begin to notice solutions instead of obstacles. Challenges no longer feel like threats, but like invitations to grow. You begin to feel motivated instead of hopeless. You begin to trust yourself instead of doubting every choice you make. You start to believe that you can create the life you want. You become the kind of person who does not wait for luck, but creates it. You become a doer, a mover, a creator. You begin to shape your own destiny. This is not about being perfect. It is not about having all the answers or knowing exactly what will happen next. It is about action. It is about movement. You do not need everything to be in place. You do not need the perfect plan. You only need to begin. Action creates momentum, and momentum creates results. When you take that first step, you signal to your mind and body that you are ready. Your energy shifts. Your habits begin to align with your goals. Your confidence grows. And with each step forward, your path becomes clearer. Your life does not need luck. What it needs is courage. What it needs is consistent action. What it needs is belief in yourself. And all of these qualities are already inside you. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not unlucky. You are beginning now. And beginning is the most powerful act a human being can do. It is the declaration that you will no longer wait for life to happen to you. You are taking control. You are stepping into your power. You are saying yes to your future, no matter how uncertain it may feel. The moment you stop waiting, a new life opens before you. A life with direction. A life with purpose. A life with strength. A life with confidence. A life where your dreams are no longer distant wishes but real possibilities. And the beautiful truth is that this life is not far away. It begins now with the decision to move. One small action, one brave step, can set your life on a completely new path. So do not wait. Stop waiting for the right time, the right place, or the right person. Stop waiting for luck. The moment you decide to move, your life begins. Your journey begins. Your transformation begins. And from that moment onward, you are no longer waiting. You are creating. You are living. You are unstoppable. Final message. My friend, if this message touched you, then remember one thing as you continue your journey. Change does not happen in a single day. Your life will not transform the moment you wish it would. It will change the day you make a decision. a clear, bold choice to stop waiting. Every strong, successful person you admire started exactly where you are now. They felt fear, confusion, and uncertainty. They doubted themselves. They wondered if they were ready. But what made them different was not luck, not timing, and not having everything perfect. What made them different was movement. It was that small, courageous step, the first action that opened the door to a new world of possibilities. So as you finish this video, take a deep breath. Feel your strength. Feel the power that has always been inside you. Your potential is greater than your fears. Your possibilities are bigger than your doubts. Do not let your mind convince you to wait. Do not allow uncertainty to hold you back. Start today. Start small. Start with what you have, where you are, and with the courage you already carry. Because the moment you begin, your life begins. Doors start opening. Opportunities start appearing. Your energy changes. Your mindset changes. Your world starts shifting toward the future you deserve. And if you want more lessons like this, more stories that help you grow, and more ways to build your confidence while learning English step by step, stay with my channel, English Achieve Here. We are learning, growing, and rising together. You are not alone on this journey. Every step you take brings you closer to the life you are capable of creating. Thank you for watching. Keep moving, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next video.